Well, howdy. How's everyone today? All right. Sorry for my tardiness. But, all right. As y'all can see by the title, we are going to be talking about asleep in the dream of illusions and the external and internal realities. Yes. That's what we're gonna be talking about. What else did I got to say? It was something that I had on my mind. I'm gonna start writing stuff down before I start these lives. But let's begin, shall we? All right. Oh, let me get comfortable here, since I don't have my Anyway, it doesn't matter. So this is what I made these. I think 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah, that's when I used to be hard on doing little research papers, for myself to look back on and have as like some type of study. No, do I got this up? Oh, no, I do not. Let me turn it up. I'm just talking. Okay, so we got that on 100. As y'all can see to the, well, it might be y'all left, but it's my right. I did a little uh did an introductory from IGC Law of Attraction Coaching. Yes. Y'all can go over there and check out if y'all like. It's got some, excuse me, good information that y'all can use over that way. Mm-hmm. Whew, I don't know why, but it's like this live is not going how I expected it. What is that? I got a glare. Maybe I can put my head in the way of it or whatever. Slide this bad boy on up. We got music, but I don't have it as loud because when I normally have the music on, what happens is that it sounds like fresh. It's real horrible. So not doing that with the music. So trying to see where I'm begin with the reading. Okay, I'm gonna read with the little I'm gonna start with the little introductory at the bottom. And I have included that because I felt like it was, very intriguing. Now, if I mess up on the word, I'm gonna type the name in now because I know I'm gonna mess up because I'm not sure how to pronounce the word. I know this is a name. This is what I'm gonna type it in. Y'all can look it up if you want. Z, I think it's that. ZSCHE. That would be the name. NIET. Oh, it ain't got no E. So that's the name. All right. So this would be the name that I know I'm not sure how to pronounce. Okay, with time, these lives will get better. Yes, they will. The more I do it, the better it's going to be. And the more this is going to go well. Okay, here we go. In the age of the rude beginning of culture, wrote his name. What is it? I'm gonna try to pronounce it. Nizitswich. That was poor pronunciation. I know. Not such. Not this. Anyway. Man believed that in the ages of the rude beginning of culture, wrote the guy's name that I typed in the text the chat box. Man believed that he was discovering a second world. Man believed that he was discovering a second real world in dream. Without dreams, mankind would never have had occasions to invent such a division of the world. The parting of soul and body goes also with this way of interpreting dreams. Likewise, the idea of a soul's a partial body, whence all beliefs in ghosts and apparently too in God. Let us suppose that the idea of soul body derives from a subjective experience in the dream world. Whether or not the soul would change then be granted, the statute of objective reality would depend on the reality status given to the dream. All right. Moving on to the more juicier stuff. Where is my pen? That right there. All right, all right, all right. So here we go. I will be writing in the chat box and let's begin. Change always represents an energy shift within personal or global consciousness. Change always represents an energy shift within a personal or global consciousness. The outer scene is always a mind interpretation of spiritual reality expressing in accordance with the attained state of consciousness of some individual, group, or even global. A consciousness filled with beliefs of duality and separation expresses as exactly that experience of duality and separation. Why? Because you are the creators. As a person consciousness evolves, his mind interprets as higher and better forms. Now I'm gonna write those two that I just said. Change always represents an energy shift within personal or global consciousness. Yeah. The outer scene is always a mind interpretation of the spiritual reality expressed in accordance with the attained state of consciousness of some individuals, a group, or even global. Change always represents an energy shift within personal or global consciousness. Um, it was something else I said. Oh, this is what I wanted to put in also. As a person's consciousness evolves, comma, his mind interprets as PRES like TS as what? PRETS. Like you're going to get stuck the letter as higher and better form. Okay, it says as a person consciousness evolves, his mind interprets as higher and better form. Then it says obsolete, obsolete, obsolete energy cannot cannot be carried into the new and higher and higher. Okay, obsolete energy cannot be carried into the new and higher. What? see something real quick. Oh, we got it. So I got the obsolete energy cannot be carried into the new and higher. Okay, so what we have here, I'm gonna reread all this together because I know I just stopped. And change always represents an energy shift within personal or global consciousness change. Anytime you see some type of change going on, that means there's an energy shift. You're shifting your energy from low frequency, low vibrating to high. That's the number, well, at least that's the number one energy shift we expecting to happen, not keep going lower, but bringing ourselves higher to a more better perception of how to, manifest the things that we're wanting in our lives. Because you cannot do that on a lower frequency. You have to do it on a higher frequency. As a person's consciousness evolves, his mind interprets as higher and better form. Obsolete energy cannot be carried into the new and higher. Many things will quickly reappear in some new and better form, while other people, places, etc., will simply fade out of your life if you are no longer in alignment with them. I'm going to read that again. Many things will quickly reappear in some new, meaning like whatever person that was in your life that was not resonating with you on the same. There go that song again, and I'm just last time when I started about laugh. No, I like this song. And yes, I did. That's why when you come on my lives and stuff like that, you just gotta be, just make yourself comfortable because that's what it's about. It's not about being uptight and stuff like that. It's about being comfortable, coming here to get some information or to, or to share your information, whatever the case may be when you come to join this live. It's okay to be yourself, whatever that is, because that's what's happening on this side of the channels, the YouTube channels. But yeah. It says many things will quickly reappear in some new and better form, while other people, place, things that will simply fade out of your life if you are no longer in alignment with them. Whenever you are, uh, whenever you interact with other people, you have to have something that is resonating, when it comes to your intellect, when it comes to the things that you want in life. It's got to be some kind of common ground with this individual or those individuals that you are interacting with. Because if it's not, then they will not be in your life for a long period of time. Only a short period of time. So that's what this is talking about right here. It's saying that many things will quickly reappear in some new and better form, while other people, place, things, etc., will simply fade out of your life if you are no longer in alignment with them. Allow and trust the process, and remember that only the illusory concept of something dissolves. So when people come in your life and they're not being genuine, they're not being authentic, anything that they are being deceptive about or manipulative about, it will come to the light. Because anything that's not of your energy, of your frequency, it won't be able to survive in your space. Because that's just how it works. It's got to be, so it got to harmonize in some kind of way. It's got to have some type of purpose in your life. But if it do be able to be in your energy center, let me turn it down. if any energy that is not resonating on your same frequency, the sun ended. Okay, so if something is comes in your life and it's not on your same energy wavelength, right, and you allow it because you denied yourself, you lied to yourself because of whatever reason it may be, out of fear, whatever, then that's the only way that energy will be able to stay within your energy space, because it's something that you're not being truthful with yourself about. And a lot of times that happens based upon fear and whatever void we trying to fill within our lives within that moment in time. Yeah. So keep that in mind. That's the only way something that's not of your energy can stay in your life, if you deny something within yourself that you know that you shouldn't be, but you still allowing it. All right. It says allow and trust the process, and remember that only the illusionary concept of something dissolves. Make room for the higher frequencies of light. Lifetimes lived in an unawakened three-dimensional consciousness created world based in duality and separation. Let me read that again. Lifetimes lived in unawakened three-dimensional consciousness created a world based in duality and separation. Many of these beliefs are in excuse me. Many of these beliefs are active in individual and universal cellular memories and are still accepted as truth. Good and bad are simply the two ends of the duality stick. Look deeper into all things in order to recognize the reality behind them. Countries, groups, and individuals continue to promote the right way to do everything. Oh, that's throwing me off so bad. Many of these beliefs are inactive. Let me read that again. Many of these beliefs are active in individual and universal cellular memory and are still concepts. Concepts. Oh, please stop. It's throwing me off. I'm already like not in my space today. I'm feeling it. I'm like, okay. When I did this live, y'all, it's like it wasn't a spare of a moment thing. I decided earlier that I was gonna go live because I was like, either I was gonna type this up or either not type it up, but put it in a PowerPoint or either not do it at all. So I decided to go live with it. But this is not going the way I expected it to. I guess because the terminology in this is more complex than what I normally talk about. So it's like I really gotta take my time with it, which I did glance over this earlier. So when I read it earlier, it didn't seem that complex or whatever. When I say by complex, the words are not that extreme or whatever. It's just that I'm trying to read it fast. So we're gonna start this process all over again. So it says lifetimes lived in unawakened three-dimensional consciousness created a world based in duality and separation. Many of these beliefs are active in individual and universal cellular memory and are still accepted as truth. Good and bad are simply the two ends of the duality stick. Look deeper into all things in order to recognize the reality behind them. Now I'm gonna put that in the chat box. It says, look deeper, deeper into all things in order. Don't know what I'm doing right there. But they don't look too good. Okay, so it says look deep into all things in order to recognize recognize the, did you put it right? Reality. Gotta go back and oh, stop a little twist easy. Okay, look deeper into all things in order to recognize the reality behind them. Behind them. Okay, look deep into all things in order to recognize the reality behind them. What is statement is that? Oh yeah, it's charged. What that's talking about, it's like a lot of things that you experience is not what you actually seeing because of the hidden agendas and stuff like that. So yes, don't take things for face value. They're just like, well, I'm not gonna talk about that, but it's like a lot of stuff that's happening worldwide is not what they're saying it is. And I supposed to been doing a presentation of, which I'm still I am, but I be juggling a lot of stuff, so that's why I haven't got to it yet. Because when I do it, I really want to take my time and do it and not rush it and stuff like that. So that's why I haven't gave you guys. I think it's called the Mystic Lady Z Decoding Reality. That's what it's called. So when y'all see that pop up, Mystic Lady Z Decoding Reality, that will be me deciphering that conversation that I showed to you all the other day. But anyway, moving on. All right. So it says, look deeper into all things in order to recognize the reality behind them. Countries, groups, and individuals continue to promote the right way to do everything from relationships, to business to health and more. Examine your belief system carefully, for in it you will probably find much that you simply accepted and never questioned, which no longer resonates with your present, more evolved state of consciousness. Now I'm going to read that again. Examine your belief system carefully, for in it you will probably find much that you simply accepted and never questioned, which no longer resonates with your present, more evolved state of consciousness, which I'm going to put that in there. Oh, I ain't never looked deeper in all things in order to recognize that. I didn't even do that. Okay, here we go right here. It says, examine your belief system carefully. And if you can, baby. Carefully, for in it you, and the only reason why I put these words on the side in the chat box is because these are the particular things that I want y'all to focus on when y'all look at the live and listen to this presentation. You will get a quicker you get access to the most important things that I believe that y'all need to focus on within the chat box. Okay, examine your belief system carefully, for in it you will probably, I know what that probably is. I ate that food and it got me discombobulated. Now you will probably find much, which I don't know why, because I haven't eaten all day. That's why I'm like, well, let me eat me some before I start. And guess what? I can't eat that. This is not going well, but as I always say, as long as I continue and my momentum pick up and everything else, gets squared away that way. Are we still, and how long have we been in this? Oh, 24 minutes. I feel like I haven't gotten nowhere. Good jeez. Okay, it says, examine your belief system carefully, and you will probably find much that you simply accepted and never questioned, which no longer resonates with your present, more evolved. I love that word evolved because that's I got that in the no longer. I got longer. O instead of L. No longer resonates with your present, more evolved. I love that word because that's in my dream bigger. Daily rituals, daily rituals evolve and activated minds. That's what dream means in dream bigger. Evolved state of consciousness. Hold on, can I write that? Evolve. I'm gonna do that so it won't be cut off. State of consciousness. Okay, state of consciousness. Examine your belief system carefully, for in it you will probably find much that you simply accepted and never questioned, which no longer resonates with your present, more evolved state of consciousness. So, state of consciousness, it goes with present, more evolved as well. So, the process of releasing old beliefs often creates conflict within families or groups held together by similar belief systems. It can be very frightening when one's foundation is questioned or suddenly begins to crumble through the realization that much of what was embraced as truth has instead simply been the belief system of some authority figure or group that you, without question, accepted. Much present day upheaval is a result of the integration of divine feminine and the balancing of masculine and feminine energies. All that is masculine and feminine energies are not genders, female and male. All it is positive and negative. Positive and negative. Positive and negative. That's all that is. Masculine and feminine energy. The masculine energy it would be the negative energy, and the feminine energy would be the positive energy. So that's all it's talking about. It's not good or bad, you know what I'm saying? Because some negative energy it works in their individual favor due to whatever they're trying to manifest at that particular time. So, beliefs regarding both gender are beginning to fall away, which they shouldn't have been in the first beginning, but okay. Concepts about masculinity versus femininity continue to be promoted through film, books, authority figures, but more and more individuals are waking up, questioning, and refusing to play the gender game. See, that's where they get, what it is, gay stuff like that. Gay pride, that means happy and stuff like that, but they took it out of context. Gay means, the male gender wanting to be feminine. That's how they took gay. But anyway, that's another story. Moving on. Now for the read you what I got in a little small box right here. Not a box, but in small writing. It says if early humans believed that they had discovered in the dream a second real world, what might they have meant? Did they merely mean that the dream world had a subjectively verifiable existence? That dreams were only real while they lasted, or did dreams exist actually and objectively in some subtle plane of existence, every bit as real as the physical world? There are only a few of the possibilities we might consider in trying to settle the question of whether dreams are real, and if so, how the mental reality of the dream world might compare with the physical reality of the world you are currently living within. Excuse me. Okay, so um, these are only a few of the possibilities. See, these types of conversations and stuff like that, these are the ones that they really, really, intrigue me because it's like it's not your typical conversation. So I was gonna write that in the chat box, but that's just too much for here. But I'm gonna take my time and read these because you know I do know that amongst your daily activities, which are rituals, something that you do throughout your day, every day, daily rituals, a routine. That's what rituals mean, routine. But anyway, I know that you go in and out of a trance, you know, throughout the day. But it's up to you to interpret what you're seeing, what you're experiencing, what you're hearing, everything. It's up to you because everybody believes that they are experiencing the same reality amongst everybody else, but that's not true. But hey, it's only up to you. It's you have to be the one to interpret what it is that is going on within your reality. But anyway, I'm gonna read this whole section over again because, like I said, this is not your typical conversation. So hey, it says if early humans believed they had discovered in the dream a second, you hear that, a second real world, what might they have meant? Hmm, a second real world. Could that be in the dream? I believe that when you go to sleep, that's more of the real world than this world. That's what I believe because what that depends if it's a beautiful dream or a freaking nightmare. But I do believe that because I think you have more control over things than you want to believe you do while you're asleep. But that's the thing. It's like it feels so real that you don't know you're dreaming until you wake up and sweat. So, if something bad happened to you, you woke out of it and it didn't happen to you. So you're not gonna be able to interpret at that moment in time that you were in a dream because dream feel like reality. But yeah, that just amazes me. But it says, did they merely mean that the dream world had a subjectively verifiable existence? Subjectively verifiable existence. Subjectively. I think it was like a objectively existed instead of subjectively. That dream were only real while they lasted. Oh, right. They're only real while they last. That's just like life experiences. It's only real while they last. Only thing that keeps things real while we're here is our memory. Cause nothing lasts here. Nothing. But our memory of it, which is the past of that particular moment. So is it real? Is it well I just answered it. It is us. Our minds, our memory keeps anything that happened within this reality real because nothing ain't real. Everything is an illusion, including ourselves. But that be the thing. You actually so you say it's gotta be real because I can see it. I experienced it. They don't make something real because you can see it and you experienced it. Because now, this moment is the only moment that you will ever have is now. When tomorrow get here, what are you gonna be looking at? What moment you gonna be in? Now. Tomorrow is no longer here. Yesterday is gone. So hey, but moving on. That's why I like talking about this because it's like it puts stuff on your mind that you never would have thought to even ponder upon. Because, like I said, a lot of individuals be so busy throughout their day that things are moving so fast. Like in my reality, things move real slow because I am bogged down with a lot of, you know, responsibility. Well, I do have a lot of responsibilities, but I do things in my own pace instead of me having to be pulled and pushed. It's like I'm contradicting myself now because what I'm trying to say is that my reality ain't so chaotic like everybody else that they get pulled all over because they got a lot of stuff going on. Even though I do have a lot of stuff going on, I have stuff scheduled. So I don't care if it's 20 minutes, within each hour or every 4 hours or whatever. I have to take time out for myself so I can, reflect and get things calmed down based upon what I just did prior to that moment in time that I'm in right now. But yeah, nothing is real in this reality. Only thing that makes something real is our memory. If none of us can remember, then this would be horrible. It'd be a lot of people waking up to a lot of chaos. But that's what hold everything together, and that's what they call time, time, time. You got time, moment. What else? I just said tomorrow, yesterday. Time, moments. All it is just a measurement of, that particular moment. That's what time is. Like in 5 more hours, within that moment in time, I need you to do this. I need you to be there. You need to be focusing on that particular thing at that time, which would be that memory. That's it. Because if you don't remember that you got something to do within that time, within that moment, it ain't gonna be done. So everything is happening within this realm based upon memory. That's it. Nothing else. Only memory. Without the mind, you cannot fully have that life experience without the mind, because you ain't gonna be able to remember nothing. Which that's enough stuff for me, because it's so much that I did a wipe. A lot of things that I wiped out of my mind in my younger days because of all of the traumatizing things I had to, not remember but experience. So I did a wipe. There's a lot of stuff. It's like, to me, it feel like my life started around by 8 or 9, which I know it then, because I don't remember the rest of my life. I don't remember when I was small or 3, 4. I don't remember none of that. And then it's a lot of other stuff that's got a lot, it's real foggy, when I started getting older. Okay. Um, that dreams were only real while they lasted. Or did dreams exist actually and objectively in some subtle plane of existence every bit as real as the physical world? That could be possible. Anything can go. Yo, that's why they say imagination ain't shit but memory. Really. It's like, well, when you're telling the story where the people be like, well, I don't remember that way. And then somebody say, you is so lying. You got a big, big imagination, because that's not how that story went. But you made up your own story, your own memory, which is your own imagination of what happened and how it happened. All it is a play of words, y'all. It's like a play of words. That's it. You gotta understand how to decipher when people say certain things, because without memory, you don't exist. Nothing exists without the memory, without the word, without the spells. That's all it is. Words, images just captured within each moment. Like with every sentence that you speak, that is a spell, because you boxing words together in order to form a sentence. Sentence. What sentence mean? When you go to jail, you get sentenced to jail. You sentencing, you boxing in words. Okay, we're gonna keep moving on, because I'm getting enough. Another topic, which we're not going there anyway. So, most of the world's suffering has been and still is the result of imbalanced creations manifesting when there is one without the other. Right. It's just a lot of imbalance. All it is mental, our mentality, how our mind state is. That's the imbalance, because we don't know how to fully think, but we think we do, based upon what we've been taught in school, based upon what we learn amongst these educational institutions. We think that we know how to fully be responsible for ourselves and how to think for ourselves in order to go out into society to build that the lifestyle or to have that experience that we want. But it says here, most of the world's suffering has been and still is the result of imbalanced creations manifesting when there is one without the other. Yes, they are simply the two faces of one, never meant to be separated. Yeah, imbalanced creations manifesting. Imbalanced creations manifesting. And that's what a lot of people. So you say imbalance. I just love talking about this. Imbalanced. And like I told y'all, a lot of stuff that I talk about, it ain't because I overheard other people. It's just that I be by myself a lot, and I give things a lot of thought while I'm by myself. Ooh, I was put that so long. Hey, keep sweet. Manifesting. Imbalanced creations manifesting when there is one without the other. Imbalanced creations manifesting within. I'm gonna say within the mind state, because nothing can happen without you first seeing it within the mind first. Whatever happens, you have to see it within the mind. If you can't see it within the mind, then it ain't gonna be able to happen. Okay, life is meant to be the exquisite dance of these two divine aspects eternally present within every soul. Every person is whole and complete. Yes, I concur with that. It's just that we've been misguided and told so many lies that stuff started to break us down. How, like me, I don't. I'm fully enjoying this life because there's not nobody here that I have to please. But I know a lot of people are probably gonna look at it or whatever. But at this moment in time, it's just me, and I don't have to please anybody. I can just do this however I want to do it. And if y'all care to watch it, hey, that's fine. If not, that's fine too. It's just that I choose to do things that I feel like is going to make me happy. And then, like I said, these videos are not to my best. Well, I would like for them to be my best, but I'm saying that my presentation skills are not that well. That's why I do a lot of content creating, because I like to, bring things out of my head and put it, on the screen for you guys to look at or whatever. I'm more better at that than in speaking, which I am very knowledgeable about that. But yeah, what is it? Life is meant to be the exquisite dance of these two divine aspects internally present within every soul. Eternally, I said externally, eternally present within every soul. Every person is whole and complete. Their masculine, active, beer, doer energy, protecting, supporting their creative, receptive feminine. Everyone has been heavily programmed through lifetimes of third dimensional experience, as well as from the continuing promotion of concepts still alive and well throughout the world today. Absolutely. I'm going to read that again. Everyone has been heavily programmed through lifetimes of third dimensional experience, as well as from the continuing promotion of concepts still alive and well throughout the world. Yeah. Yep. Heavily programmed through lifetimes of third dimensional experience. I'm going to put that. Everyone has been heavily. And I told you, when you in this realm, you have no choice but to be programmed, because that's what this room is all about, programming. Having you focus on a certain concept that is normalized within society. Because other than that, you are programming yourself, which I very, very much so recommend for anyone to do is to program themselves, especially if they know themselves. Other than that, please find your concept that is accepted mainstream and rock with it. Because other than that, you're not gonna have no kind of life. You gotta have a lot of courage. You have to have a lot of self-discipline. You have to have a lot of self-love in order to start, programming yourself in the way that will help you experience a better life for you and whoever else that may be a part of your life. You have to have some type of knowledge of yourself, a lot of knowledge of yourself, in order for you to, creatively construct that lifestyle, that reality that you want to manifest. So that's all it's about. All the other stuff they will want to make you believe that you need to be doing. It's not about none of that. It's about you manifesting your reality the way you see fit for yourself. Nothing else. They have complicated so much when it comes to us being here within this realm. That's why a lot of us, when we can't figure things out, or we can't fit in with society. A lot of us don't want to be here no more. I used to be her. I'm like, wow, I'm such a nice person and stuff like that. Why I can't, find love? Why I can't, experience the things that I feel like I should be experiencing? It's because I wasn't at that level of consciousness yet to really understand what was going on around me first. Because once you be brought up in a world in a world that is so externalized, then you somewhere and you put your own self in the back burner. You know what I'm saying? You what's the word I'm trying to say? I can't think of it. You put other things before yourself because that's what's highly promoted within the external world. Do this service, service to this person and that person, do that for that person. But then it's like when you giving all this stuff to other people, who's gonna get to you? So this is why they don't teach you that. All they say is character, have good character and integrity and stuff like that, but they don't really go into details why all these things are important. It's important because this is your experience. This is your life experience. And it's important because you have to have some type of value for yourself in order for you to have that quality life. Value for yourself. You have to have the courage to stand in your own skin when dealing with the external world. Because if you don't, then the external world will eat you alive based upon your own thoughts of yourself. Because it ain't the thought that what other people say, is what you believe about yourself. Because if you believe highly of yourself, it ain't nothing somebody outside of you can tell you that can, penetrate your own values of self. It cannot. So, where are we? Where are we? Now, I'm asleep in the dreams of illusion. That's what we're talking about. Asleep in the dreams of illusions. Because I was like, for a moment, what are we talking about? Because this more, this on the subject of the things that I be talking about. But like I said, it's in a more complex way, But in order to move into the higher frequency of ascension, every individual must acknowledge and allow their masculine and feminine aspects to balance and express. When individuals are ready but refuse to integrate one aspect or the other, they will often get a wake-up call. Yes, you will. Some situation that forces them to express the energy they are in denial of. Now, I'm going to put that in the chat box. It says, When an individual, when individuals are ready but refuses to integrate one aspect or the other, they will often get a wake up call. I know that's a lot, but I got to do this for him. When individuals are ready, get that, but refuses to integrate, bring together. That's what integrate means. Ooh, what did I do? When individuals are ready but refuse to integrate one aspect or the other, meaning the feminine and the masculine energy. You need both. You need both of those energies to construct the reality that you want. People be like, well, I'm just going to be positive all the time. That's not going to happen. You're not being balanced when you feel like you're going to be positive all the time. Because sometimes, you know, negativity is like, I ain't gonna say it's like it is. When you use your know, when you know what it is that you supposed to be doing, and then what somebody else wants you to do is not beneficial for you at that moment in time. And you say, well, not today, like, not this moment or whatever. You utilizing your masculine energy, you taking control over your energy, your moment in time, and you doing what it is that you feel is best for you to do within that moment in time. But anyway, let me finish writing this. When individual are ready but refuses to integrate, that's what I mean, integrate one aspect or the other, they will often get a wake up call. I don't know what I was thinking. Wake up call. Some situations, we're gonna put that with the thingy. We're gonna cap it. I'll cap it. Some situations that forces, and that has happened to me a lot of times. Yes, it has. And I was in denial. Some situations that force them to express the energy. They are in, can I do that? Yeah, I can. Denial. So it says when individuals are ready but refuses to integrate one aspect or the other, they will often get a wake up call. Some situations that I should have said, some situation that forces them to express the energy they are in denial of. But yeah, that's what happened a lot of time with us because we don't really know ourselves. So we continue, and then that's nothing. We don't pay attention to the things that happen within our lives, and so we start to loop, meaning we start to re-experience things that we experienced with another person, with the new person. But when we start to really look at our life and look at the things that are going on within our life, and really interpreting, looking at how happy we are, how sad we were, how just looking at our lives to get the information that we need in order to progress within our lives. Yeah, we're gonna keep going through the same thing because we're not paying attention to ourselves. We're paying attention to the other things outside of ourselves more than we are paying attention to our own selves. So things have to repeat itself. We are living in reality. I always say this: we living in reality, and with us living in reality, all it is that you wake up trying. I ain't gonna say trying. You wake up to be better prepared to do it all over again the next day. That's all it is. It's like when I wake up, it's like I feel like I'm in one of those Star Trek movies or whatever. Like you're on a spaceship or whatever, but you got a bunk bed or whatever. I'm just describing how I know how to describe. So shush. So it's like I wake up like in the morning. I don't nothing that I do is traditional and that purposely. You know, I sleep for like 3-4 hours and I get up and I start my content and I start my day and I have to do something different within each day that I didn't do the day before because that's what it kind of what can I say? It it it's like uh a hijack or something within your reality because you can get so complacent in doing the same thing that you normally do that you don't even realize it when things start to happening to you. You know what I'm saying? But when you throw it off, it's like it's that's what I meant to say. It's like a glitch or something. It's like a glitch in your reality by throwing in something that you normally wouldn't do for that day or whatever. So it won't get so complacent. Cause it's like I told you, you always put yourself in a trance. So you gotta do something different in order so it won't be so complacent and it won't keep make you loop and do the same thing, talk about the same things and experience the same thing, I like to live sometimes, not all the time, a spontaneous life because I like knowing, but I like not knowing as well. I like a combination of both. I know that some great gonna happen. I like knowing that, but how the greatness is gonna happen, now I like to be surprised when it comes to stuff like that. So yeah. I like knowing and I like not knowing both at the same time. So they go to balance. That's the balance. Instead of me just want to know everything all the time. No, I don't want to do that. Y'all get my point, right? Okay. So it says allowing these aspects to work together and flow and complement to each other is empowerment. The expression of your wholeness and the reality of who and what you are. Now I'm gonna type that. And like I said, I had typed this out because back in the days, that's when I was like very, very focused and I was very like heavily into researching and stuff like that. So yeah, this is the paper that I made myself out of the research. So I put a combination of information in this whole thing so I can have it to look back on, which I pulled this out 2-3 days ago, something like that. Which is a stack of stuff that I pulled out because I was looking for something and that's how I ran into this stack of this uh, pack of information or whatever. So what I said was that all this new information that I found or that found me, I am going to just go live and talk about it. That's what I'm gonna do with all the because it's very useful for any and everybody. And then especially with the stuff that's going on now, it's like that's why I say y'all with that trans, you won't be able to see something unless you got some kind of knowledge of it, some kind of information about it. Other than that, you're not gonna be able to see it because it's gonna go straight through you. It's gonna go over your head because you're not used to certain things because you lock yourself into a certain reality that the other stuff it just go by. It passes by you. You don't even it ain't even registering with you because you ain't on that frequency of information, and that's how it works. That's why I ain't in the box. I'm not in a box. It's like everything can enter my way, but I know how to interpret things. So that's what I know what I'm gonna allow in my head and what I'm not gonna allow because everything ain't for me. That's one thing I do know. Is that something? Oh, everything ain't for me. But it says, oh, I probably typing that in, right? Right. It says allowing these aspects to work together. And that's what it's all about. Teamwork. Your left brain, your right brain, your your internal and your external, reality, experience is just making things 10 times better for you. It says, allowing these, yeah, I'm like, what am I? Allowing these aspects to work. See, and that's the thing. We feel like we have to work hard. Once you get in your flow of whatever it is that you're gonna be doing, like me, I like to make content and I like to do, my style of coaching whenever I get the time to do that. So it's like whenever you find your space, your flow, and whatever you do, and you continue to do it, like I said, repetitiously. I ain't gonna say repetitiously, but you consistently doing something, then you only can get better at it. Yeah. Only can get that it allow these aspects to work together and flow and complement to com what's the word again? Complement to each other is I'm a calc empowerment. So it says allow these aspects to work together and to flow and complement to each other is empowerment, and very much so. I am a big advocate of empowerment. I mean, that's the first business name I came out was the Keys Empowerment Shop, which it still is, but I kind of put down the backbone. That's how I was able to create Peculiar Conscious Project and Black Mirror Match TV because it's like I didn't never know. I'm like, well, so what is the key to empowerment? So it's like I needed other things to go with the key to empowerment. Now I got Peculiar Conscious Project. Then I got high frequency hypnotic frequency AM radio. I keep giving things to fit inside of Zakita's empowerment. You see what I'm saying? Because when I first got started, I'm like, what is Zakita's empowerment? What is that about? And I couldn't fully grasp what Zakita's empowerment was about. So it's like I couldn't really rock with Zakita's empowerment because Zakita didn't have an empowerment thing when I came to made that up. I wanted Zakita to be empowered, but she is now. That's the moral to the story. And I still got more things to experience to become more empowered about, which that's the exciting part about all that as well. Is that being empowered and um learning about who you are daily, it's an ongoing process. And that's the fun part about it, the adventurous part about waking up. You, but other people think it's other people and what's out there in the external world. No, I am the best part of waking up in the morning, not Folgers in my cup. I'm the best part of waking up in the morning. Yep, because it's like I get to do better. I get to learn more. I get to be more happier. I get to love on me some more within this realm. You know, I get to experience this realm because it's a lot to experience in this realm. It's a lot for me to create, to give to this realm as well. It ain't all about external. It's about internal, and bringing it to the external for others to share and for you to share with others. And it's like that's not what's going on now. What's happening now is that people are so selfish and all to themselves and always trying to find ways to just take from others instead of giving to themselves so they can give to others. But anyway, moving on. La, 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 la. Equality. Let me read the whole thing over. Okay, it says allow these aspects to work together and flow and complement to each other is empowerment. the expression of your wholeness and the reality of who and what you are. And no, I forgot to write that, didn't it? Cause we can't have like the expression. Ooh, we don't want that cap. We want that little, not cap, no cap, no cap. The expression of your wholeness and the reality of, here we go again, who and what. Ooh, I put that wrong. Why not? They could have rocked. Who and what you are, because it's very important to understand how you're going to show up within your life experience. That's why it keeps being spoke about so much. Who are you? What you know about yourself? What you gonna do while you're here? What's your plan? You know, do you even know? What is your purpose for waking up every morning? Do you even know? What is the purpose of why are you waking up every morning? Is it to, you know, just be a puppet or a slave to others outside of yourself? Or is it for you to love on yourself and be more happier and to experience this life to the fullest? I mean, you gotta decide. Why are you here? It says equality will eventually become the collective state of consciousness because it is the reality. Equality will eventually become the collective state of consciousness because it is the reality. Equality. Is it now? Now that's getting stripped away so much. Equality. No. It's like you have to create everything. What is that? You have to create everything within this reality how you see fit because it's like the more you look out, it's like stuff just slowly but surely getting took away. Slowly but surely. That's why being out in the external world is really it is not my thing. I would rather be in the house. Oh, I didn't do it. Oh, I messed it up, but it's okay. It said who and it looked like a whole one word. But moving on. That's besides what I was going to talk about with the you being in the house and stuff like that because it's just so much that you have to bend and fold for when you get outside instead of when you inside. It's like you're free. You can you have your own reality, your own world. You're free to do it however you want to do it. But anyway, moving on. Everyone chooses before birth which gender will be best served will be best to serve their evolutionary process. Gender confusion comes when having lived many lifetimes as one gender. A soul realizes that it must experience and learn the quality of the other, and so chooses to incarnate in a body that will reflect this. Because humans are consciousness and not just physical bodies, they are often continue to experience familiar energies of their many past lives as either male or female and come to believe that somehow they are in the wrong body. Now I'm going to read that again. It says, everyone chooses before birth which gender would best serve their evolutionary process. Gender confusion Confucius. To be no, that's damn Shakespeare. I don't know where I can take, but confusion is gender confusion comes when having lived many lifetimes as one gender. That's why I said when it comes to gender, gender does not matter within this reality. All that is just something that has been thrown upon us because of that programming of female do this and male does that. But like I said earlier, that masculine and feminine, all that is negative and positive energy. That's all it is. But anywho, we must go on. Gender confusion comes when having lived many lifetimes as one gender, a soul realizes that it must experience and learn the qualities of the other, and so chooses to incarnate in a body that will reflect this. Because humans are consciousness and not just physical bodies, they often continue to experience familiar energy of their many past lives as either male or female, and come to believe that somehow they are in the wrong body. Sometimes a lot of people, I used to say that. I used to feel, well, not at first. Before I start to, begin to realize a lot of things within my life, how a lot of things kept showing up. I was very naive, and you know, I just took a lot of stuff for what was said, and that's when the awakening started. When I started looking at things for what it was, and not for what was said. And then I started feeling like, okay, I'm in the wrong body, because at first, okay, I was very timid, naive, quiet, and gullible. All those little, I ain't gonna say weak, but those but that would be a word, weak, but I didn't want to use weak because it's like I was oblivious. That's what I'm gonna use. I was oblivious to how things worked. So the programming that I had is that I had to be nice. I had to be nice, I had to be respectable, and I had to, you know, treat people. I ain't gonna say like I wanted to be treated, because even though I treated people how I want to be treated, a lot of that energy that I was given was not reciprocated back to me. But I didn't understand how energy worked. So I would give things and people would do things to me, and I would try harder because I'm like, I'm not a bad person. I'm a good person. So the harder I tried, the more it got out of hand. And the more it got out of hand, the harder I tried until it just got to the extreme of no return. Then I had to dismiss myself from that situation. But yeah, it wasn't, then I started saying like, okay, now I'm too like masculine or whatever, because it's just so much stuff that I would no longer tolerate. So it's like a lot of that energy that I used to accept, or that I was had to experience, I stopped experiencing it. But it's like I stopped experiencing everything because it wasn't nothing coming my way. Nothing went coming my way, because I'm like, damn, am I too masculine now? But I don't look masculine, but the way I handle things is like very masculine. That was the masculine part of it. Like I wasn't gentle or nurturing, or like I just didn't give a fuck. But that's far from the truth. It's like I needed something to give a fuck about, because it's like I have experienced so much fuckery and so much manipulation, narcissism, and stuff like that, that I'm not. If I see this within a person, I'm not gonna give you my all. I can reach it. But anyway, that's another story. I'm getting all sentimental and stuff like that. See, I'm on demon time. That's what happens when your ass go on demon time. You turn into a demon your own ass. You start getting possessed by all those god doggone past energies that you that I tried very hard. Not tried, but I overcame those energies. But when I speak upon it now, it's only to show you all that the more you focus on yourself, And the more you realize that things are happening for you to analyze, improve your life, then the more you're going to be more appreciative, more thankful for a lot of things that happen to you for you. To you for you. Yes, it was happening for you. But yeah, I be so thankful for a lot of things that a lot of situations that I overcame, that I've gotten out of. I be very thankful for everything that present itself to me that I didn't understand, but now I do. As a more mature, older woman now. Yeah, the little girl, the little childish ways are all behind me. But I'm still a little child. I know, oxymoron. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But hey, that's how I live it. I'm grown, but I'm a little girl, all in the same. But anyway, moving on. Each individual has lived as both male and female, as well as being all skin colors throughout many lifetimes. Do you hear that? Each individual has lived as both male and female, as well as being all skin colors throughout many lifetimes. This, it's like, how can I say this? Like a costume, the skin. If you pull back the layers of these, guess what? Every individual within this realm, this earth, they would all look alike. Underneath this thing we got on us, this coating, the skin, everybody would be the same thing. It wouldn't be no skin color. Now the only thing that you would have to get past is the genitals. Yeah, that would separate us in some form of aspect or whatever, but it shouldn't. It's on the programming that we have that has separated us in that aspect of, should I say, sex, you know? Because it's like we have beasts out here, pedophiles, and all this other stuff that's out here. But I'm getting off topic. Okay. But anyway, yeah. This skin, it's like, it's not, it's like it's an illusory. You know, it keeps people blind by what it really is, what you really are. Your skin color does not determine, what happens to you. It's a part of the programming when they talk about skin color, race and all that type of stuff. Moving on, because I said I was gonna come back at 8:30 because it's something that I really wanted to talk about, and I already got it together. So I said I was gonna come back and do another live after I got through with this one, but yeah. Beliefs based on concepts of duality and separation will continue to be promoted by those who stand to lose by mankind's awakening. I read that wrong. Beliefs based in concepts of duality and separation will continue to be promoted by those who stand to those by mankind's awakening. But you are ready to come out and be separate, leaving behind the stuff and the nonsense of illusion spreading. Right there. And it says where it's a quote. It says, make no mistake about it. Alignment is a destructive process. Oh, see that? Chaos. It has nothing to do with becoming better or being happier. Now I'm gonna write this in the this gonna be the closing because I don't feel like I think I ain't got nothing. I know I ain't got nothing else to talk. Well, I always have to talk about, but I gotta close this up because I'm coming back at 8:30. But I'm gonna put this quote in. I'm gonna say this for all you, for anybody who do come to the live, it will make the conversation that much more better if you could type something in the chat box. No, but hey, came here to get some information and dip on out. I understand that as well. It's okay. It says, make no mistake about it. Enlightenment. Did I spell it right? Yeah, it is a. That's what I'll be saying about the feminine and the masculine. It's not what people think it is. It's just whatever works for you at that time. The negative or the positive, whatever you're trying to do at that moment in time, you got to know how to shift it. And whatever energy space that you need to shift it in, that's what it's about. Shifting. like, like a joystick or whatever. You don't say, oh, up is negative and down is positive or whatever. It's not about none of that. It's just whatever energy you need at that moment in time to utilize it for to get to manifest what you need at the time. It has nothing to do with becoming better or being happier. Well, I beg to differ. It has everything to do with that. Because being better, doing better, and being happy, it just that changes the direction of your energy. Point blank. It don't keep you in the same space. But I understand what it's saying. It's me being, enlightened. Because it's not really about that. It's about the experience. It's not about being happy. I understand that when it says that. It's about the experience. It's about whatever it is that you need to become whole again. And a lot of times, a lot of things that make us happy is the thing that will tear our ass down because we don't need it. So I get it. It's not about being happy a lot of times. It's about going through the different portals, meeting other people, and seeing the many use within everybody externally. That's what it's about. Seeing the many use externally and really trying to understand who you are through everybody else, all those experiences, that you went through. Even the ones that you feel like you didn't understand. The more enlightened you get and the more you understand yourself, then the more you understand the other person who did all those mean and hateful things to you, so you think they were to you, when all that was your energy coming back to you. That's all I'll ever be about, which is untruth. It never seemed that way. It's always seemed like it's somebody else doing it to us. But it's only for us to correct our beliefs of ourselves. That's it. Nothing else. Nothing else. It's seen through the facade, right? But that's what me being by myself does for me. It helps me better process a lot of stuff that I've been through and a lot of stuff that I feel like I may put myself through. Sometimes that may sound stupid. Why they say it's not right? Because it is right. Facade. Well, we're going to leave it like it is in the paper right there. It's seen through the facade of presence. Of presence. But yeah, me being by myself, I can't putting it on nobody else but me. When I feel sad, when I feel lost, ooh, I'm about to start crying. Crying. I'm about to start crying. I have nobody to turn to but myself. And so it makes me stronger. It makes me understand anybody that goes through loneliness or confusion or any of that, understand it. Especially when they're not having nobody else to turn to. And that's the thing too. A lot of people, they are alone, even with somebody, because they can't really talk to them like they want to. They only say a portion of what they want to say because they don't believe whoever they with is genuine loving them, and so they don't give them all of them. They only give them some. But a lot of people would never say that because they wouldn't want the next person to know that. Because when people think that they really got your heart, your mind, your body, then they will act differently than being harsh and all the other stuff that comes with the person thinking they're being deceived. But anywho, like I said, I can talk all day long about things because all I do is just sit here and think, 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 think. And I'm about to wrap this up. And I will be back at 8:30. And we're gonna chop it up some more. And what's the It's gonna be, oh, this gonna be good, y'all. The infinite mind field. That's what we're gonna be talking about. The infinite mind field. Yep, look, already pre-done. I typed it out myself. Is that backwards? But yeah, got a lot of. We're gonna talk about a lot of stuff. That's why I said y'all just watch the live and see what I said about a lot of stuff. But like I said, I amaze myself sometimes because of all the wisdom I've gained from all the traumatizing and the meaning I said it right self degrading things that I put myself through because of I felt like the external love was more greater than the internal love. But I've learned it was totally the opposite. Yeah. But well, it is going to be 6 o'clock, and I'm trying to see anything else that I would like to say. The only thing I can think of is always be good to yourself and be true to yourself, and you know, be as honest about whatever situation you're going through, and don't let it determine what way you should be um going in your life. Don't let experience determine things. Allow your wisdom about things determine it, because a lot of things that you go through, like I said once before, it's only your energy coming back to you to see how much you understand yourself. So it's a lot of experience that you go through. You think that it's somebody else doing it to you when it don't be the next person doing it to you. It's only you. You have to face you in order to progress to the next level in your life. That's if that's what you want to do. Because if you don't want to progress to the next level in your life, then you will go deeper and deeper, as they call the rabbit hole. And things are either it's gonna get worse. It don't get better. It gets worse until you face it and you try to decipher your life, because it's your life. You gotta decipher it. It's your life. But like I said, in the meantime, that's all I can say about that. So don't base things off of the experience. Base things off of what you know about yourself. But journal, I recommend writing it daily. Be good to yourself. Self-love is the best word. I mean, best love. I said best word in the best world too. I that's my favorite little my slogan that I have for myself. Self-love is the best love, because at the end of the day, when there's nobody else but you and you and you and you have to be able to get along with that man in the mirror, woman in the mirror, whatever in the mirror, monster in the mirror. You got to be able to get along with it, because it's going to be with you in this lifetime, in the next lifetime, in the next lifetime. But until next time, which will be 8:30, Mystic Lady Z is signing off. And I know there was a horrible beginning, but guess what? Hey, it gets better. Bye-bye until 8:30.